Welcome. Today I'll go over unboxing and a quick overview of the AMAZFIT watch. This is more precisely the AMAZFIT Bip S. And yeah, so let's jump straight to it. Now I already did download an app for it. I have it on my phone, so we'll see how quick it takes to pair those two. And yeah, so pop it open. Now I will mention that this isn't necessarily for, well, a full unboxing. It's already been unboxed, not by me though. So anyway, let's pop it open. Well, the packaging seems really nice, to be honest, for a device that comes around, I think, like $50. So yeah, props for that. So anyway, there's the watch. And I'll take it out. You just kind of tug on it. It does pop out. So I'm just gonna set it to the side for now. And then inside here we got the charger, obviously. Hopefully. Yep, there we go. So there's the charger. Now it is magnetic, which I personally appreciate. I hate chargers like I have, for instance, for this thing, where you need to take it out of the band to actually charge it. So that's nice. So anyway, there's still some paperwork, but let's be honest, no one really cares about paperwork. So get that off, and it is already turned on. You can see that it's telling me to pair it, so let me just grab the phone and get the app wherever I installed it. There we go. Now, just before I get started, the app right here, it's for this watch, it's called Zeep. So once you search on Play Store for like AMAZFIT, it pops this up as a first suggestion. So that's basically what you need. Now let's see if I can find a way to pair this, considering I have never used this app. Add device, watch, sure, allow. Go with the QR code, turn on Bluetooth, sure. Okay, so let's scan. There we go. Now, as you can see, the display is fairly hard to see in certain angles. There we go. It is a touch screen, just so as you can see. So there we go. Now it's paired, and honestly it was really quicker than I expected. So let me just get that rid of this. So probably let's get over a couple of things which are not so great, and before I get into the things that are. So this has a fairly small screen, if I can actually get it to. If you can see this kind of like super light border basically around here, this is just the screen itself. As you can see, it does have bezels that go up to like right over here. So yeah, it doesn't really have as big of a display as you can see right here, and the entire interface right here. So this is a 1.28 inch display with a pixel count of this display being 176 by 176. So fairly low count. It is pixelated. If you look at it, as you can probably see, basically can see pixels on it. It does have always on display. And one thing that is kind of weird, but I guess kind of fun, this is some kind of like weird, it's something like a paper ink, but not really a display, but it is colored. It is what they call a always on transflective display. So this will consume way less battery than you probably used to with watches like that come with something like an AMOLED display. But the downside of it is it caps its color count at 64 colors. It can display only 64 colors. When you compare it something to like a normal display, for instance like this one, this displays like a couple billion colors. So here you basically have just like the primary most needed colors and basically nothing extra. So just so you know. So apart from that, we have 2.5D glass. Now this term is kind of weird. 2.5 has been used for a while on devices that don't really have curved screen, for instance like I do right here. My phone does have a curved screen, so if I light it up you can basically see it almost curved right to the edge, although the light doesn't really allow you to see it right now, but it is basically curved. Now 2.5D, it's not really curved, but it's also not really flat. The screen itself is flat, but if you look at it, the glass itself is a little bit rounded, and that's basically all it is. Now, to be perfectly honest, for devices like this, a rounded glass, I personally like it. It makes it so the edges aren't as jagged, sharp, so it has a way better feel to it, where it's just kind of smoother. So I kind of like this. And lastly, it has a Gorilla Glass 3 on it, which kind of makes it different. Why is there a gigantic scratch on it, as you can see? Now, like I mentioned, this isn't necessarily a completely brand new device. It's been used for about a week, and that's all it took to actually get this massive scratch. Like this is hideous, this scratch right here. Hopefully you'll have a little bit less luck not scratching yours. And lastly, the thing that I'll mention, it has a detachable band. It is a TPU, basically a silicon band, with the typical just a 20mm strap, so you can just like remove it if you want to switch it up for something different. Just a standard strap, so that's really nice. Let me just put that back on, if I actually can. There we go. So now going to a couple aspects feature-wise of this device. It comes with a bunch of preloaded modes for like workouts. Let's see if I can actually figure out how to use this. I genuinely will have to admit I never use this watch. So it has a bunch of workouts. Let's see, workouts. So we have some kind of outdoor running, treadmill. Whoops, didn't want to actually turn it on. No, stop. Please, no. Okay, long press to stop. There we go. And this. Okay, so let's try not to actually press any workouts. So we have the treadmill, like I mentioned before. We have cycling, indoor cycling, freestyle. Okay, walking, open water, pool, yoga, ecliptic, jump rope, even things like badminton. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that word, to be completely honest. Cricket, ping pong, soccer, baseball, workout history, and rowing. Oh, it's a rowing machine. So honestly, this is some of the most diverse workouts that I have seen. Things like rowing, I don't think I have seen on any other watch. So kind of neat if you have use for it, to be completely honest. What else we got? We got heart rate monitor, which is, I guess, obvious for basically any kind of tracker. We have where is it? We do have built-in sleep monitoring and stuff like that. We have weather, alarm, word clock, which that's kind of neat. What else we got? Music. So yeah, now there's a couple additional things that you don't see here. For instance, notifications. You do get notifications on this, although from what I've read, I haven't used this watch myself, so I need to take other people's word for it. From what I've read on, as an example, GSM Arena, that's one of the sources that I get some of the information about this watch. They basically say that software for it is a little bit garbage, so watch faces or watch software and app needs some polishing, notifications manager needs improvement, and doesn't record outdoor workouts session if the GPS didn't actually lock onto it. So what I think, because I'm not exactly sure what this means, we can assume that if, for instance, the GPS doesn't lock with the phone when you're leaving your phone behind, it actually will not record your workout at all. So if you go for a run and the GPS tracker didn't like lock onto it, you don't have that nicely shown route. For instance, like wherever you ran, it would normally show you on the map the route, which it won't do that if this watch didn't actually fully connect. Now, additionally, with it does come with a GPS, which I guess it's probably expected, but the GPS is a bit low power, so it means that it will last longer on the device, but it has a downside because of it too. It won't work indoors. Now, apparently it works really well outdoors anyway, so you should be good as long as you use it only outdoors for like GPS tracking itself. And going over the positives, watch, fairly comfortable. The strap, as you can see, is fairly nice, soft. It is made of silicone, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels actually really nice. Additionally, it has 5 atmospheres of water resistance. That means it's about 50 meters depth in water. So again, that's really nice. It has, like I mentioned, the GPS in it. The battery, it is fairly small, about 200 milliamps of battery, but because it's using its own AMAZFIT OS right here, this battery lasts for about 40 days on a single charge, so that is huge. Now they say that it lasts up to 40 days on a kind of conservative usage, but if you use it normally, as probably a majority of us do, it still lasts about like 20 days or so. So cutting that still in half, 30 days of usage, I would say is just amazing for a watch. I guess a smartwatch. Now, obviously, it's lacking a bunch of additional features as probably majority of the actual smartwatches. So we don't have a speaker, we don't have a microphone, we can't pick up calls from here. It's basically just a fitness band with a more of a watch style. It shows you notifications and stuff like that. It allows you to check a bunch of things, change music, do workouts. But outside of that, it's not really gonna substitute your phone. It's just an addition to it instead of like a substitution. Because as an example, if you get some kind of like decent watch from Samsung as an example, or Apple, which come also with a built-in eSIM, you can just connect your SIM cards to it. You basically can ditch your phone in a way. This will not allow you to do that, just so you know. Now, lastly, I will probably mention, like I mentioned before, it costs around $50. And if you want something a little bit better, there is an option. So similar price ranges I will mention. So number one would be improved version of what I have right here. So this is the Xiaomi Mi Band. For me, this is a Mi Band 3, but I think it's already like on Mi Band 5, which has a basically entire screen on the front. It is basically as good as this in terms of what it offers tracking wise and stuff like that. Built-in NFC in it and stuff like that, and about the same price range. And additionally, if you want to go with AMAZFIT, they do sell the AMAZFIT Verge Lite. Now, supposedly, it is only sold in India, but as an example, I'm from Poland, and I can buy this no problem in Poland. So it might be just a problem of accessibility in the US, but outside of that, I think you should be able to find it quite relatively easily. Now, the reason why I'm pointing out AMAZFIT, the Verge, is it is an improved version of this. It has a circular face on it. It has a bunch of additional features. It has an AMOLED display, which is a tiny bit better or bigger, but overall the resolution on it will be just substantially better. And other than that, it's just a tad bit improved over this one for not much more, because it costs about $20 more. So I guess comparing that this one costs 50, 70 might be a little bit more, but for some people it might be a worth information. You might prefer to get a little bit of a better watch, but not much more price to it. So anyway, that being said, this right here is still a really decent device for the price that it comes at. It is designed just for like tracking and general information, maybe some like ease of use for your phone. So if you want to track your workouts and stuff like that, this is really good. I mean, it is AMAZFIT after all, so they do kind of prioritize it. And for 50 bucks, I don't think you can go wrong with something like that. So anyway, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.